Hey, what's happening, everybody? I am Pruitt. This is Everyday People Doing Everyday Shit, coming to you on whatever podcast platform you're using, and also streaming live right now as of today, Wednesday, March 5th at 6:10 p.m. Pacific, live on YouTube. Thank y'all for being here. Thanks for coming out each and every week. I'm hanging out with the one and only, the beloved Queen Pruitt, also known as Phoebe Pruitt, sitting right over there looking at her phone or something other, I guess.
No.
You were. I saw you. Don't lie.
Do you see a phone over here?
I'm looking through my monitor. You was looking down at something. What were you looking at?
My hand.
What's wrong with your hand?
Nothing.
We got some money coming because you.
No. And if it was, I wouldn't be wanting to look at this hand.
No. Okay. All right. But anyway, folks, this is the podcast where we get together and just talk about some normal everyday life, be it the world of unemployment and job search, or the world of a content creator, or the world of parenting young black boys, or also the world of listening to a dog just chew on his dadgum bone viciously over there. The one and only Biscuit in the house. This week, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to give a shout out again, as usual, to our Patreon members. This is the first of the month, and I will want to always make sure I say thank you at the beginning of the month to all of our paid Patreon members, as well as the extended family non-paid Patreon members. But this on the screen is all of the folks that are paid. We did lose one. If you notice that column on the left is one short.
I can't see anymore.
You can't see it?
It's fine. You don't want to mess anything up.
Interesting. Oh, I can fix that because I had to restart it. That's what it was. But yeah, that column on the left is just one person shy this time, because we had one person drop out of the paid tier and they went to the free tier, and it's all good. That's fine. I get that. But I appreciate y'all being in the community, each and every one of you. It's roughly 40 people in there, I think, something like that. I can't count that high. I don't know, unless it's money. So, but thank you. Thank you to all of our Patreon members for being there and supporting the show. That's patreon.com/AuntPruitt. So, Queen Pruitt, what's been going on in your world before we get into some of the stuff that I had in the show prep that you didn't see as part of show prep?
Nothing. No.
Boy, you are thrilled. And your camera, I thought we had it square. You're sort of like leaning to the, that's me. No, yeah, you were leaning. Okay, so if you're sitting up straight, that's fine. It still looks fine. We can see the plantastic pothead behind you really, really clear when you were leaning over there. Oh, a super chat is coming. Hold up. Got to show the super chat. Ozone Nightmare. Chew it up, Biscuit. The world often chews on us. I enjoy seeing somebody chew back. And also, happy Wednesday, Pruitt. Thank you for your $10 super chat. Ozone Nightmare. Appreciate you, brother. That's pretty funny. Biscuit's still a turd, though. But what's been going on with you? Anything pothead-wise? Plantastic pothead-wise, I should say. Let's have a distinction.
I got orders. Got a couple of orders. Just waiting on the canvases to come in, and I can get on said orders.
What do you mean by canvases?
The blank head. The canvas pothead. I don't go to the kiln. I don't have a kiln in the back.
I didn't make that connection. I'm sorry. So that's all. So I'm assuming the other folks didn't either. Cinder Fractal in the chat asks, did you get feedback from the ladies Plantastic Potheads you made for a daughter?
Oh, she loved it and ordered 3 more.
Ooh, really?
Yes, she ordered 3 more. She said, I hope. Yes. She said, I hope that I hope I don't get on your nerves, but she sent me pictures of the colors that she wants and everything. So that's awesome.
I think it's cute that someone, like a paying customer, says, I hope I don't get on your nerves by ordering more from you. You know, that's so cute. How about you just keep getting on my damn nerves?
Yeah,
and
it's
placing
like,
orders.
no,
That's what
fine.
I'm going to say. You know, now granted, the customer service side of that stuff, you know, when depending on the industry you're in, you're dealing with stuff that's break fixes and all that. Yeah, that can be getting on your nerves. But when people are just buying stuff off the shelf, as soon as you put them on the shelf, that's get on my nerves, damn it.
For sure.
You know,
like this one right here behind me. That one is sold. I'll take it to work.
Looks like it's holding a little dog.
It is. Yeah.
That's pretty nice. When did you finish that? The thing is, you work on so many over there. I have no idea what you be working on. All I see is just your head down, doing your thing, and I'd hardly ever see any details until they finished or done.
That's been finished. All of the finished ones are on that little bar shelf in front of the sink. So if you ever washed dishes or, you know, something like that, you would probably see them. Dishes. But you do make coffee, and it's over there by the coffee too. So, but when they're finished, I put them over there, stick a plant in them, and just look at them. And
well, I do recognize the ones up on that bar there. I do.
Okay. But yeah, yeah.
And it was a purple room.
For what? For
the lady that wanted them for her daughter.
One of them was. The other one was the animal print one that we showed.
Animal print. Oh, like the was that when you was asking me about? Does this look like a cheetah or something, or a giraffe, or is that the one?
No, that was for a school project.
No,
because I was doing my project. And
no, I thought it was one. Which one was it? You asked me about some kind of animal. I thought you asked me about a giraffe or a cheetah on one of the plant on one of the plant things.
I did. It was red, black, and white.
Okay,
yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, it was purple cinder fractal. One of them was purple. She ordered two. One was purple and one was red, white, and black with like animal print. And she absolutely loved them. And she talked about a book club. And she's like, she called me on the phone after they were delivered. But she's like, no more delivery because it costs too much to ship. So the next time you go back to get your hair done, just bring them all in.
Just bring them there. Yeah.
She's like, because it just costs too much to ship.
And that's good. Well, that's how you keep them profit margins.
Yeah. And then I checked out a place downtown. No, not downtown, but in Montgomery Village in Santa Rosa. It's Sonoma Homemade. I don't know the cards in there, but it's local crafts and stuff that they allow you to bring in there, and they'll sell them. But of course, there's a cost.
Yeah, they gotta make their view.
But for some reason, I remember going there when they first started in 2020. And maybe I didn't want to do it then because I was spending too much retail. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to benefit from that. But maybe it'll be different now. I got to do an application to see if I can bring the potheads in there. But really nice to be able to have them in Montgomery Village.
Now, is this so... This isn't a flea market, is what you're saying?
No. Okay. It's a store.
Okay.
It's a store with a lot of gifts. It's a store that I would like to have one day, a store like that. It's got lots of gifts, earrings, food, all locally made little foods and everything you can think of in there. Lots of stuff. And it's really good. And it's really good quality. And
that's the key.
I could tell that it's good quality because
that separates it from a flea market, if you ask me.
I don't think it's flea market.
Yeah.
Now it's like a flea market kind of thing, but when you look at the items, it don't say flea market.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think
when I think of flea market, or as folks out here may call it swap meet, I think of the packs of tube socks that someone got off, of a big wholesaler somewhere and selling them for next to nothing, or just random big packages or something. I guess you can call them like home goods or things like that. Not necessarily good art, At least that's my opinion. I don't go to the flea market looking for a good painting. You know, you trying to read something in the chat? What you see there? What's that saying? Oh, it's the super chat came in. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ozone Nightmare. It says, little PSA for everyone. We all know the importance of mental health. So I want to mention Lisa Lovett, someone's work and speaks in that space. Saw her speak recently, and it was powerful stuff. My man. Thank you. So now we're gonna have to look that up. Lisa, how's it saying again? Lisa Lovett. And it's spelled differently from John Lovett, so I'm guessing it's not the same relation. But sweet. Thank you for that super chat, Ozone Nightmare. Appreciate you, brother. So that was what you got going on. Flea market. It's not a flea market. It's shop.
Not a flea market. It's a shop. Store. Yeah.
And it's in Montgomery Village, which I like it over there. We got to go over there to that restaurant at some point and see whatever happened to it that we used to go to that they shut down for reopening for another menu change or something. Need to check that out at some point. All right. So now we're going to pause for a quick break. I am going to get into the stuff that I put into the Patreon community, including those pictures that you did last week with the costume. I shared those pictures in the community so people could see a little more clearly what you were talking about with the drawings and the giraffes and was it literal and figurative?
Yeah.
All of that stuff. So, all right. This is Everyday People doing everyday shit. Pausing for a quick commercial break. Y'all stay right there. We'll be right back after this. Okay, and we are back. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. Everyday People doing everyday shit. I'm Aunt Pruitt hanging out on these here mics with Queen Pruitt. Thank you to all of our Patreon subscribers, antpruitt.com/Patreon or patreon.com/AntPruitt. Gets you to the same spot. So you can join our extended community, extended family that is, and be a part of the community and participate in all of the wonderful discussions and conversations we have throughout the week. Including this week where I reached out to our paid members and said, hey, I wanted to talk to you all and get some information from you, feedback, so we can talk about it on the show. So I said, here, drop your questions right here on the screen and go from there. And they came in. And I'll say this, the very first one that I remember seeing, I'm like, man, we could spend an hour just on that question alone, you know.
I didn't see the questions. So
No, I'm getting ready to show them to you. I know I purposely didn't give them to you up front because I need this to be spontaneous-ish, some kind of thing. So what we'll do now is I'm going to share my screen here. So let's see if I could do this. I'll go this button and that button and then boom, boom. All right. So you should just see a little color thing on the screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, these questions, they're not in any particular order, but let's go ahead and start. This first one says, and it comes from Joe Esposito. What was one of the worst moments of your life that ended up being one of the best moments of your life? And then he later added, if it doesn't make any sense, just let him know. But I knew what he was saying. So to you, dear. Worst moments in your life, but it ended up being Eiht, you know. And I guess you can also take that as in, oh my God, this is the worst. And then within the same hour or even in the same day, it's like, oh, it wasn't that bad. You know, it's quite all right. Yeah, this is actually good. You know, anything like that come up for you?
Only thing I can think of is, God, I don't want to go to work. I don't want to go to work. And get to work and maybe get a good tip.
Okay, fair.
I don't know.
Okay, fair. What came to my mind is actually a very, very specific conversation. And this goes all the way back to the year 2000 when I left the girlfriend I had at the time and said, screw it, I will be homeless before I hang out with you. That kind of thing, you know. And, you know, a month or so later, I was staying in a hotel. I'd scrapped up some money to give myself a hotel room. And a friend of mine, this dude named Mac, came to see me at the hotel. And he walks in there just to check in on me, kind of thing. And he's like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Okay, I was just making sure because it sure seems like you are doing just fine. You are okay." And at the time I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "It doesn't make any sense." And I said, "Well, I guess I could see why it wouldn't make sense because I didn't have a job at the time. The only job I did. The only job I did have was that working in that steakhouse, waiting tables, begging people for tips because he wasn't making anything there. And I was only able to work during lunchtime, so 2 hours a day. On top of that, because he couldn't hire me full time. Boy, does that sound familiar? You know, he couldn't hire me full time. So I was only working 10 hours a week, 2 hours a day, Monday through Friday, not even on the weekend. So I was doing that and trying to figure out the whole world of unemployment and all of that stuff. And because I didn't have an address. So I go and tell these unemployment office people, my address is the so-and-so hotel down on Highway 74 in Wadesboro, North Carolina. And they're like, "Do what now?" You know, so it was pretty shit-tastic, you know. And then there'd be some nights where I didn't have that hotel room and I'd go park my car somewhere else, be it at a truck stop or be it at a gas station, random, or just somewhere, a park or whatever. And if I need to shower, I need to go find a shower somewhere, try to find a truck stop, you know. So it was sort of hit and miss, but at the same time, I remember being really happy and just, it's all good, you know, because the stuff that had happened actually that was 2001. The stuff that had happened in 2000 was just so shitty. I didn't want no part of it. I wanted nothing to do with that year ever again. I still to this day say that's the worst year of my life. You know, even now.
Oh, it
was bad.
It was bad.
And you and I, we've been through some stuff. But year 2000, that's to this day, that still stands as the worst year of my life.
It was.
And then 2001, even though I didn't have a pot to piss in, sleeping in my car, and all of that, dude, I was happy. It was some serious peace there. So that's my answer to that, Joe Esposito. Thank you for sending that in. Let me see here. Make sure I don't see nothing on my screen. Flip back. Live chat says, "Very deep question and a powerful experience," says Cinder Fractal. Yep. It was, it's... I never forget it, and forever, ever freaking grateful for that time, even though it could have been considered pretty crappy. I remember the discussion. I had 2 phone calls with my mom back then. And
she didn't know you were going through all of that.
Oh, yeah. She didn't. Well, she had a strong inkling about the year 2000. She did. You know, because she saw some stuff. Especially when it came to dealing with that ex, because that, you know. And then in 2001, I remember we had 2 phone calls, and both of them ended up with her saying, "Okay, you got it," and let me be. You know, it was supportive and not telling me I'm a piece of shit or, you know, or God, you done screwed up something again. You know, it was none of that. It was just, all right, you got it. And she didn't stress. I didn't stress, you know, so, and that was just 2 calls. All right. Next question here. So let me flip back to the screen. That one was Joe. This one is Malika. Yeah, this is the one that I said could be a whole hour. Your favorite comfort meal, favorite strain of cannabis, anything you would change about living in California. Let's start with anything you would change about living in California.
Not. And
not live in California? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Correct. Okay. And Especially, well, I'll say not this part.
There you
I
go.
say not Sonoma County. I say nothing north.
Okay.
Or what I experience up this way. I like sativas.
What's a sativa? Because I don't know.
The person that asked me the question probably knows.
She probably does. Malika probably does, but I don't. So I'm asking you, what's sativa?
It's a strain of marijuana.
Okay. Yeah, you are correct. It is a strain of marijuana. Thanks.
Yes. And California changed marijuana. What was the other question?
Have you had some sativa right now? Or favorite comfort meal? Your favorite?
My comfort meal.
Oh, and I saw in the chat earlier, this isn't bourbon. Somebody drink our everyday bourbon up, so I'm in my scotch now. Because I wanted bourbon, but it's gone. But anyway, comfort meal?
I like, my comfort meal these days seems to be burgers.
What is it before this?
Chicken. I love fried chicken. I love macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
That was my comfort meal, was fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, and collard greens. Is my go-to meal, is my favorite meal, but
yeah. So that
hasn't been too much.
That was the answer I was sort of expecting. It's the fried chicken.
Yeah.
Fried chicken and mac and cheese, or and some type of greens or vegetables or what have you. That or fried fish.
Fried fish is definitely next.
Okay.
Because that's what I grew up on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we did fun stuff. It was pizza and fish.
So when it wasn't fun stuff, what the heck were you eating?
Vegetarian stuff.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, everything was the fake stuff.
Meat.
That's right.
Yeah.
For me, comfort meal. Yes, it's varied a little bit nowadays, because nowadays,
they don't.
Nowadays, give me a little bit of Mexican. Give me a couple burritos. Whew, boy,
that's your comfort meal?
Well, I could shift to. Yeah, I could shift to having a great day if someone hands me a good, thick, healthy in size.
Oh, like, is there such thing as a healthy burrito?
Healthy in size burrito and a beer. Man, that's living right there. That's it's slowly shifting along that way. But then there's also the aspect of, fried bird. There's nothing like fried bird. There's nothing like our fried bird.
I was just going to say, good fried bird. Yeah, it's a difference. It's nothing like ours.
When I make it, or when we go back to Carolina and have it, there's nothing like that, man. And even to this day, when I go in there and make fried bird for us, whenever I do make it, 'cause I don't make it all the time because we do try to eat somewhat healthy. I'm always seeing my aunt and my grandma and my mama in the back of my head every single time.
When I hear it,
yeah,
it's a comfort to hear it.
Just to hear the sound of the fryer going,
yeah.
So that would be my comfort. Now, anything I would change about living in California? I would have something in here that mandates to get more black people over here in this region, because people are like really, really in awe when they see me walk these streets, that kind of thing. It is a interesting feeling, because they're like, wow, there's a black person here. This ain't Oakland,
I absolutely hate it. I'm sick of it, and it's just getting worse.
And it's this particular area.
For me,
it is definitely this particular region of the state. There's not a lot of black people here, unless you go to Sacramento, which is another hour north of here. Yeah, northeast. But yeah, it's fascinating the bubble that this area in Silicon Valley is. Now, LA is a different story. I would go to LA. I would go to I'd love to be in San Diego and live down there in that weather, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know the people or what it's like because I've never been there.
I put a post up this past week, and it was like the best. How I feel as a black horse in the middle of a whole bunch of white horses.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that's literally how I feel outside of these walls. And nobody else can understand that because they don't live it. And then I see people look at me sideways when I'm constantly talking about race because I live it. You don't live it. Yeah. You don't feel outside of your place or your outside of your comfort zone. Because you're comfortable. You look around, you see people that look like you. Like, you can talk, you can be yourself. And then going through everything just in life in general, and then just like not having that outlet is tough out here. Checking
out the live chat, it says, do they do fish fries out here? Yeah, I've heard of them in Oakland. That's from John Helm, and he asked if I missed the East Coast. There's only a handful of things I miss on the East Coast personally. I miss
diversity.
I missed the food. I missed a handful of people over there, and I miss the football atmosphere that's over there. Of course, my mom. But for the most part, anything else I'm able to recreate here in my own four walls, if you will. I'm not ripping and running, going out and stuff like that. So my comfort is in these four walls. So I'm an introvert. So it is what it is. Shout out to Keith's Chicken and Waffles in Daly City. Says the Russell. Daly City, huh? Okay. Lack of black folks is tiresome. I understand. I live in the Bay and I'm black. Yeah. It's good to see you here, DeRussell. And John says, I know you do miss the family. Exactly. Yeah, and I do not miss the humidity on the East Coast.
I do.
I don't.
I do. My skin misses it.
Your skin?
My skin misses it. Yeah, I got to put stuff on now. But over there, you don't have to put on lotion, not to put on anything. It's just...
What? Man, come on. You still be ashy.
Nobody. I might be ashy, but I wasn't putting on any lotion because I didn't feel ashy. I didn't feel tight.
No, that is
hands all dried out.
That was a big difference when we got here. I remember that. I remember just getting out of the shower the first couple of nights, and it's like, okay, this is different.
It's still like that.
But now I'm totally in for it. I don't miss the humidity at all. All right. Yeah, that's another good question from Malika. So let me check out this other one here. Switch the screen. And survey says, this comes from, I erased the name off the screen because it's a different name in Patreon, but it's actually from Cinder Fractal. It says, Phoebe, during the Shakespeare play that you excelled in, were you in character throughout the whole performance? What was your favorite parts of that performance? Good question. Thank you, Cinder Fractal.
Was I in character? I can't read that. I can't.
It says, were you in character throughout the whole performance? And I guess you would be, and you don't necessarily switch roles. You were just Leonardo the whole time, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess
I just start off. It was cool because I'm trying to marry off my daughter, and this role was for a man originally.
That's what that was about.
Yeah, my daughter wants to get married, and
I couldn't understand half of the stuff.
Wow,
I couldn't understand half of the stuff.
You didn't ask me. But anyway, didn't ask. It's been, I don't know, almost a year. But in the play, my daughter wants to get married, and then there's some deceit because this one person says that he saw the daughter getting it on with somebody else the night before a wedding, and he lies. And the only thing that I know, I do like the dramatic part about it when I'm like, my daughter, really? You telling me this happened? But at the same time, a mother would not believe, in reality, a mother would not believe a man and men over her child if her child is saying, Mom, I didn't do it. That was not me. Like, that would not have happened. Like, but it was a different time.
Yeah, that's the sign of the times. It was a different time. With Leonato, because it's his house. And it's like, my daughter, it was nothing. That's why he said those horrible things to her. You mean nothing to me. Yeah,
get out. Said these horrible things. I don't think a mother would have ever done. Well, no, I can't take that. I think she would have had to get more proof before she told her to go kick rocks. But. It was, the best part of that was memorizing the lines and knowing what I was saying. It was, because that was the hardest.
Knowing what you're saying in that different language.
In that language, and knowing when to put the drama behind the words. Because that was, even now, I probably still know it if I start speaking it, but I'm pretty sure I've forgotten most of it. Yeah. Even having to do it that many times. It's funny how it just, if you don't use it, you lose it. But it was.
Well, I mean, and again,
that was Shakespeare.
Show yourself some grace. You've been working on other stuff.
Much Ado About Nothing. And it was good.
Dude, you bringing up that point of the belief, none of that even crossed my mind, and I believe that is a credit to you, because I tuned out a lot during that particular scene, and I was watching it again just recently. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was moving stuff, or not moving stuff, but I was copying the show from our blog and YouTube, copying it also over to Substack. And so as I'm going through, I saw the mention of a link to your performance in it. And when I clicked on it, it was the wrong link, so I had to fix it. And of course, when I fixed it, I watched it, and just it still blows my mind. And none of that stuff that you just talked about contextually, straight over my head. I ain't heard none of it.
But you have to.
Now I do. Now if I go back and listen to it, I just remember just the anger. I remember the anger, and I remember the walk and turn. Like, you quickly turn away. Mm-hmm. And that motion, I guess that's part of the blocking and stuff. Mm-hmm. But that motion, I remember that specifically because I know it. I know it because this shit was real. I was like, oh, she's pissed. And that's her, I am pissed off, step and turn. It was spot on. So everything else, I ain't heard nothing. Mm-hmm. It's just.
And I don't even know. And it's crazy when I even told them when I would go off stage, how about the first night? Because I go like really into it, and I've got tears flowing and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And they didn't tell me to get waterproof makeup the first night.
Yeah, that's right.
Cinder, oh my goodness. The first night was a train wreck on my face because I had to get into it. And then but also thinking back, I'm glad you brought this up because it helps me to go back into these times where I remind myself that I'm not doing this for nothing. I'm going to cry. No, I'm not going to cry, but I'm not doing this for nothing. But those actors that I worked with, for them to tell me that oh my God, when you started crying, it made me want to cry. And I was okay with crying because it was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe you could do that. How do you do the tears like that?
And it wasn't just no little trinkle of a tear. This shit was just like, just waterfall.
Just be able to go backstage and be like, why y'all didn't tell me my makeup looked like shit? Just because that's exactly what I did. I went back there. They were like, oh man, you got to get some waterproof makeup. And it's all of us, not just me. It's acting like I was made for it, I guess, because I went back there and read. That's what happened. I got my phone, I picked up my phone, looked at my phone, and one of the audience members had told me, well, she was my friend too. She had told me, make sure you get some waterproof makeup for the next time because your makeup's down. Somebody else sent me a message saying that my hair was sticking up. I think Jasmine did, my niece, Alicia. I think she sent me a message, fix your hair, because they didn't tell me that. But just stuff like that. And yeah, that was really good. I'm glad I got that experience. And I know that next semester in the fall, I will have to take a styles class or a Shakespeare class. And it's coming up.
Dude, like I said, that's still one of them all timers in my book. So yeah, nothing but credit to you on that. All right, so let's go to the final question. I think this is the last one that's in here. So let me switch the screen. Whoops, here we go. And here we go. This one comes from Tanya Wyman. She says, just a few thoughts. Though I might add to this, if I think of anything else. I can't read today. I know that you shared on the podcast some of your early experiences together, but I don't recall the story of how Ant and Phoebe met. If I'm wrong, shame on me and my listening habits. But if not, I'd love to hear your origin story. In the interest of fair play, I'd be happy to share the same for my man if you're interested. LOL, nothing glamorous, she says.
You share first.
And then the other questions are, who are your favorite band or musical artists and your favorite comedian? Top 2 or 3 would be even better. Thanks so much for the podcast. Love it. Thank you, Tanya. Tanya's been around so long. She messaged me the other day because she went back to Charlotte and got to hang out with Dr. Steph from Airline Pilot Guy. And I don't know if you remember me and her. The 3 of us were able to meet up together downtown and they went to the same spot. And it was great. I hate I couldn't hang out with them. Airline Pilot Guy. I love that dadgum show.
Never watched it, but I know that jingle.
Love that dadgum show. And that community. It's good people in that community. So, far as the origin story, we previously talked about it, just for a few minutes, but we decided that we're going to at some point make that a bonus Patreon only discussion.
Oh, okay.
We just got to figure out when we can sit down and record it. Because I think at the time we were considering having Lee Janine around too. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
But now that's up in the air. So we'll see. But it's definitely going to be discussed, and it's definitely going to be initially Patreon only. At some point I'll put it out in a while for public, but we'll make that a Patreon only kind of thing. Because it's
a story.
It's different.
It's a doozy.
It's different.
And I want to know too, because I don't know how I got queen. I know that I used to demand different type of I'm trying not to let it be dead air, so that's why I keep talking. I see that. I demanded different, I don't want to say respect, but I just felt like I should be treated a little bit differently being the only woman in the house that I was for a long time.
Okay.
But I don't remember how.
I can tell you
but we can talk about it later.
I can tell you how the Queen moniker came out.
Oh, okay.
I can tell you that because it's not that difficult. As far as the Queen moniker coming out publicly, I should say. Mm-hmm. When I started appearing on Twit, people want to know who you are.
Oh.
And I'm like, I haven't gotten that sign off.
Gotcha.
On publicly giving her name out like that. So I wouldn't do it. And even after we moved out here, I didn't have sign off, you know, especially because there was a point in time I had to block. Really, dog? There was a point in time I'd have to block somebody online every single day, several times a day, blocking people that are trolls and so forth.
Biscuit.
Hey, Biscuit. We're a little busy. You know, it's. You okay, dude? You good? Jeez. But yeah, even once we moved out here and I was on the air regularly in the studio and all of that, I was gun shy about releasing your name for privacy's sake. Mm-hmm. So whenever you would come up, because on the show formerly known as This Week in Google, now it's called Intelligent Machines, still the same people, format-ish. On that show, we would talk about something in the world of tech and big tech or what have you. And I felt my responsibility was to bring to the discussion, hey, y'all a bunch of nerds has been talking about this shit for 20 something years. You don't see it the same way the regular person sees it out here in Walmart or the grocery store or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, you're not, mm-hmm. you know, and that's fine, you know, but let me give you that other perspective. And so every now and then I would talk about how I would talk to you about certain things just to see what your thoughts are, mm-hmm. you know, and so I wouldn't say your name.
Yeah.
You know, so it's always,
that's how it started.
It's always
that makes sense. I remember that.
You know, but that's all. It's just privacy thing. So favorite band, musical artists.
I like too many musics.
Okay, hence why she said 2 to 3 would be even better. She gave you an out.
And what was the other one?
Comedian.
Oh, God. Who's asking Malika?
And see, no, this is Tanya. And
Tanya,
see, this is why I love
hard.
Tanya. Tanya is freaking awesome.
She makes you think. I need time. Tanya, I need time. I need to get prepared for these essay questions.
No, this is not an essay.
I don't know the bands until I hear it. I'm like, oh, I like them. But I listen to the same music every day.
Right,
I listen to gospel music every day. I listen to Kirk Franklin every day, all day when I do listen to music.
So that's how you have to frame questions like that. If you can't just go to it, then you ask yourself, okay, well, when I get up in the morning and I want to hear music, what is the first thing I'm looking for?
Kirk Franklin.
Boom, Kirk Franklin. All right.
Because it's affirmations. All the songs are affirmations, and
he's freaking talented. Man.
He is talented, and just the words. It's like he's living in my mirror. Yeah. In the car, he's watching everything, you know. And even with the downside of life, like one of the songs I listened to, that I want to believe, but I'm having a hard time seeing past what I see right now.
That's strong.
Yes.
That's life.
That's life. And I like him because of that. He don't sugarcoat shit. He doesn't sugarcoat shit. You know, with it, and it's real, and I think that, and then once he gets to the end of the songs, it's like, but you got to keep going, you got to keep going, you got to keep going.
See, John Helm, he nails it. What are you listening to when you're working on Potheads? Again, it's just.
Oh, I don't listen to music.
But that's what I'm saying is when you have questions like that presented to you, you can't answer it. You just go to your day-to-day life, and then it automatically triggers it, you know.
The music that I listen to when I'm doing Potheads is what Anthony's playing. Usually what Ann is playing, and I'll be in there bopping to it if I like it. You know, I'm like, I remember it because he'll pull up all the old school rap and whatnot, and I'll listen to that. But on purpose, I just listen to the same stuff over and over.
Which is Kirk Franklin. And that's it.
Pretty much. Okay. I tried to venture off when I went to get my hair done a couple weeks ago, and went back to listening to Jhené Aiko. I like Jhené Aiko. I like her. I like, but I get into reason.
Go back. Jhené Aiko, female.
Yes.
Okay, and then you saying I like her. You need to make a distinction there.
Her H.E.R.
See, I actually knew that, but some people listening may not know. So
yes,
it's a whole separate person.
Her is a person. H. Yeah. But a lot of those are love songs, and since we used to love each other, that's. There's no more reasons to listen to love songs like that. So I don't need that. I need encouragement.
Up, Roomy? What's good, Roomy? You good over there?
For real. I need encouragement to get through this life.
Oh, man. Well, for me, since Tanya asked. Okay, so favorite bands, artists, musicians, or what have you. Boney James is number one. And Brian Culverson might be 1A. If that's possible,
it is.
But
I think so because you like them.
Yeah.
It made me like them, but I just don't listen to them.
Yeah.
But
unless you hear me playing it, you don't go seeking it out. But you don't turn it down if I'm playing it.
Yeah, if you playing, I will hum and sing to it.
Yeah,
or hum to it because there's not a lot of words.
Yeah, there's no words to their songs most of the time. They're jazz musicians. Boney is a sax player. Brian Culverson plays piano, along with other instruments. He also plays guitar and trombone. Dude's so skilled. But those two are like 1 and 1A. But when I wanted to listen to rap, I don't listen to much of it nowadays, but the stuff that I listened to in the 90s, believe it or not, was gangster rap.
Yes, gangster. You listen to a lot of gangster rap.
Gangster rap. And the thing is, that's not my life. None of that's my life. But Compton's Most Wanted, and particularly MC Eiht, and that's spelled EIHT, MC Eiht. He did the song for the movie Menace to Society called Straight Up Menace. And that song, in my opinion, it's like the perfect encapsulation of his style of rap. He is a freaking storyteller of gangster rap. It's some pretty harsh tones in it. But he literally paints a picture with his words. In most rap, going all the way back to the hip hop days, it was loud and we doing this and we doing that. We buying this, we got that. No, this dude, it's let me tell you what's happening on Crenshaw right now. I just got shot at, but I think I'm okay. And I went in the house and talked to my mom's about it, and she's telling me I need to do better. I mean, he's literally telling the story.
Oh.
And then on top of his lyrics, it wasn't just the whole boom-bastic, bass, rich, heavy rap. He, in Compton Most Wanted and NOTR, I'm not going to say what it stands for, NOTR, they had a different composition style. They were taking synthesizers. They were taking strings and violins and like symphonic stuff and putting it into rap. But not just rap, gangster rap. So if you listen to Straight Up Menace, the first line is, "Wake your punk ass up." The very first line is, "Wake your punk ass up." But then a violin comes in. And it pauses. It's so brilliant. I love MC Eiht is hands down. But yeah, I still like Ice Cube because Ice Cube is underrated, highly underrated. So comedians wise, and this is why I like Tanya, because Tanya, number one, Tanya likes a lot of the same stuff that I like. Ooh, looks like the stream. I hope y'all are okay in the stream because this one screen over here says it wigged out.
Can't open page.
I'm gonna refresh there. Hopefully it's going. Anyway, I like Tanya because she likes a lot of stuff that I like. She's good people. And then I also see some of the stuff that she supports. You know, she puts her money where her mouth is. And she supports a lot of the stuff in Black culture. Mm-hmm. You know, and I dig it. Mm-hmm. You know, she
who's her comedian? Do you know who her comedian is?
I don't know of her favorite, but I know of one that she likes, and she likes Alonzo Bowden. Do you know Alonzo Bowden?
Not by name like that.
I love Alonzo Bowden. He's this big bald-headed black dude, but his delivery is so matter of fact and just sort of you are an idiot. Oh. And he gets into political stuff, you know, and so he walks into a room and he can take over a room. He's so sharp and swift with his tongue. He's not my favorite, but I like Alonzo Bowden. But anyway, my favorite comedian, that's really hard. I can't say. Bernie Mac is probably the top of the list. If he's not number one, he's 1A. But Bernie Mac comes to mind. Because I like a lot of comedians.
I mean, just say Def Comedy Jam. That's my comedians. I really like. I
can't say that because I didn't like all of them. But I like Bernie Mac and I like Chris Tucker.
I like them on Def Comedy Jam.
You know,
was there other people on there?
Yeah, there's a bunch of it's a bunch of them, but I didn't care for all of them. You know, I like Chris Tucker, Bernie Mac. I like some more. Kevin Hart. Yeah, Kevin Hart.
Yeah, I like Kevin Hart.
Yeah, so that's probably my tops there. And the Kings of Comedy filmed in Charlotte was awesome. Yeah, I remember when that happened. I wasn't there.
It was filmed in Charlotte once?
Yeah, it was filmed. It was the one that's put out was filmed on Tyvola in the Coliseum.
Didn't know that.
You didn't know?
I didn't know it was in Charlotte.
Yeah. Yeah, it was on Tyvola Coliseum that no longer exists. I think Tyvola Coliseum is a bunch of apartments now.
Wow. So it's just the one?
Yeah. The original Kings of Comedy, the one that they put out on tape, DVD, whatever.
What year was that? Do you know?
Year, I'm going to guess, let me think, 98? Nope, 97, perhaps. All right. Live chat, let me know. There's going to be a slight delay, but I'm looking for it. Y'all can look it up real quick. But I think it was like 97, 98-ish. But of course, I could always be wrong. But yeah, those are my favorites.
Could tell I didn't care what was going on at that time, I guess.
I didn't necessarily.
I watched them.
That didn't necessarily mean I cared. It's just I was actually aware of it.
Or maybe I should say aware.
When it came out. It's 2000, says John Helm. So, well, that gives me a way off. 2000. Yeah. Well, again, if we go back to the year 2000, it was a shit-tastic year. So I'm trying to forget a lot of stuff in that year, man. Oh my gosh. But I remember in that he talked about Ray Carruth. And see, I thought that was like 97. But I guess that was a little after. Maybe that was 98, 99. Because Ray Carruth got in trouble and killed his girlfriend and all that good stuff. I don't know if you remember that. You remember that? Whew.
I remember that.
Sad. All right. Thank y'all for those questions and sending those in. And thank y'all for being a part of the paid tier in Patreon. Really do appreciate that. We're going to pause one more time for a quick commercial break before we get out of here. And I'll just share some more stuff that I I've been into and got going on. So stay right there. We'll be right back after this. And we're back. Everyday people doing everyday shit. Aunt Pruitt here on the mics with one and only Phoebe Pruitt, also known as Queen Pruitt, sitting over there. Thank y'all. Yeah, the live chat. I was in the break. I was talking about that being the loudest bone ever coming from Biscuit over there. Yes, the live chat. John Helm says, yes, we can hear it. Oh, he says you can't hear it. Okay, you can't hear it?
You can't?
Wow. I love our mics. I love our mics.
All I hear.
Because it's loud in my ears, dude. Good gosh.
He even getting closer and closer to the
Nice.
He's trying to get closer and closer to it. He going in on that bone. You can't see it though.
Yeah. Dude, you're not right. Okay. Anyway, thank y'all for being here each and every week on whatever podcast app you enjoy. All right. So you told us briefly about what you've been up to and working on and so forth. It was literally like pulling braces off your teeth. Me, same old for me. I shot a playoff championship game. It was a sectional championship game for basketball. Sunday got here and I was wore out. And I realized why I was wore out, because that Friday I shot a softball game, left the softball game, and went and shot sectional championship soccer game. That was my first soccer game this season. This is actually only my second soccer game ever, because I'm not fond of shooting it. Yeah, because I don't think I have the kit that could really do it justice. You know, I got a 300 millimeter lens. I think I need a 400 millimeter for soccer, just because of the way that game is. Anyway, tech. So I shot that. So that's 2 games, roughly 800 images that night to process, knocked it out. And then Saturday afternoon, I had a baseball game in Petaluma, shot that, left there a little bit early because I needed to get to Oakland to go shoot the sectional championship basketball game, boys basketball game with Cardinal Newman, and they got robbed in that game. Got robbed. I swear they were down they were up by 1 point with 0.4 seconds left or something like that, and lost by 1 point. Just
somebody shot it.
Yeah, they ended up getting awarded free throws. The other team got awarded free throws and shouldn't have. And sure enough, won the game on them free throws. Got robbed. Yeah, I hated that for those kids. But I also enjoyed the other side of it. I tell you, man, there's something about sports, and the people that didn't play sports, I don't think they'll ever understand it or get it, but there's something about seeing those kids that come together in a win or in a loss. Because at the end of that game, the kids that don't play that much, they are hurting and they are feeling it, but there's this selflessness that comes out of them that goes to their teammates that been out there on that field of play or court or what have you, and know they gave it their all and come up short, and they're consoling each other. And then you look on the other side and everybody's just jubilant, and there's people crying, because they've been working at it, and it's just, you don't see that in nothing else, And these kids, they spent hours and hours and hours together of ugly time. You see the worst of people in the gym and on the practice field, especially in football, where you literally are hitting each other. Somebody gets pissed off, so there's always a fight, but this, at the same time, this is your teammate. Why are you fighting your teammate? That kind of thing. But anyway, that was I shot that game, and before it was over, a photographer walks over to me and he's like, he says, "Oh, you're Aunt." And I just looked at him, I didn't know who the hell he was. And I said, "Yeah," because I got my badge on, it's got my name. And he says, "Well, the next game doesn't have a photographer. Are you shooting that one?" And I was like, "There's a next game?" All I knew was what was on my calendar. Come to find out, there was another game. There was a girls' game after the game that I was shooting, and they didn't have anybody to shoot it. But I knew I can't just shoot that game. You got to be approved for it. Mm-hmm. And so I shot an email off, and I was like, well, since I'm up here, I'll just go ahead and shoot it. But if I'm not supposed to shoot it, just don't publish the shit. Just don't publish the images, you know. Mm-hmm. I'm here. I'll just go ahead and shoot it, you know. So that's what I ended up doing, and I shot it. And they got back to me Monday, and it's like, yeah, you wasn't approved on that list, but thank you for shooting it. We're going to publish it. Boom. So they put it up, you know. So that was what, 5 games in 2 days? Something like that. Or 4 games in 2 days. It was something like that. And so Sunday rolled around. I was like, man, I'm tired. Now I know why. Because I'm down on my knees. Mm-hmm. Click, 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 click. Get up, walk to another side, down on my knees again. Click, 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 click. And that's all you do. And in football, there's way more walking. It's way more walking in football. But you still walk a lot in softball and walk a lot in baseball. And then they've changed the rule for me in baseball. I'm fine with it because it's for my own good and own safety, but it's difficult as a photographer because now I have to shoot through the fence. So I don't know if you've ever taken your phone and like put it up against a window to try to shoot. It's not. Yeah. It's a pain in the ass, you know. So now imagine doing that with a fence. So it's you're trying to finagle to not get the glare of the fence wiring and all of that stuff. And again, it's good for my safety because last year, 3 times I had to duck a ball coming towards me. And I'm way back, you know, so fortunately I could see it coming because I'm watching, because you better be watching. I could see it coming. And fortunately I've done yoga and I can
you can matrix
move quickly because I'm down on my knees, remember? You know, because I'm down on my knees. So I had to make sure to get out of the way. And it came at me 3 times. And yeah, that's a little... No, I don't wish that on nobody to get hit by one of those balls. They call it a softball, but that thing ain't nothing soft about it. No. That thing is nothing. Massive grapefruit coming at you.
A grapefruit is soft. Those balls are not soft.
But that was that. This week I've been just doing the usual, working on auditions and trying to put my name in the hat and whatnot. And I shared in the Patreon, there is a reality show looking for interesting families, quote, interesting families. And they're talking about people that are like off the grid or swamp people, like things. They're looking for that. And they're going to pay them $10,000. And then you'll get a referral fee if you refer it. Of course, I don't know anybody. but they posted that like now, 3 times. Now, if they tell us that they
pay us to do that, to live off the grid,
you know, that's different. Well, you need to come with more than $10,000.
Though.
You better come with more than $10,000.
Because I've been told that that's all you need. If you got $10,000 in your pocket, you can go to LA and make something of yourself.
I don't believe that. I know how far $10,000 go. $10,000.
I don't know. I believe it.
$10,000 don't go very far. Not over here.
I think
Charlotte it does. Texas maybe, not over here though. But yeah, I just been doing the auditions and stuff like that. The one shoot that the people offered me because of the show, we're still in communication. They're in pre-production, so they're still planning. But we're probably due to shoot at the end of the month. Was when I last spoke to them. Day before yesterday? Yeah, because they wanted to see about some dates for me. And I was like, yeah, I'm good at the end of the month. Nothing's on the calendar, so come on. I ain't say that, but you know. So I said, yeah, end of the month will sound good to me. So that's that. And I got one more. I got a call back because I did an audition and I got a call back for Friday. So fingers crossed I get that. This is for a tech company ad. I can't say who. Yeah, hopefully I get that. So that'd be a nice paycheck too. So that's my life, which is so exciting. So I can see it on your face. You're just thrilled tonight. We're going to get off these here mics. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for tolerating Biscuit gnawing on the huge dinosaur bone that I picked up for him. I'm glad he likes it because he's not being a pest and getting into anything else. But thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for telling other folks about the show. I mentioned earlier that I was in the process of moving some stuff from, well, not necessarily moving, but just copying the show from the current platform it's on and also copying it over to Substack, because Substack is a platform that's known for newsletters. I don't do newsletters. I stopped doing newsletters because I don't write like that. But they also have a bit of their own social network there, and they recommend other creators to other folks that are part of the Substack platform. So I took the advice from a friend of mine and said, hey, you should be on Substack. And I was like, dude, I don't write. He was like, well, you can still just put stuff over there. And they made it easy. I literally just did an import and boom, our stuff's there now. So hopefully we can get more listeners and more downloads and stuff like that. I'm just doing whatever I can to try to make this stuff grow, because that is the name of the game. Just make this stuff grow and get some sponsorship and help pay some more bills and just keep doing what we're doing over here. So as usual, I tell y'all to like, share, and subscribe. I mean it. Each and every one of it. Like, share, subscribe with other folks. Tell other folks to subscribe. And yeah, we shall go from there. Who is this popping in here on this chat? Hello. Mike O'Donnell. Well, damn. What's up, man? Oh, and Phyllis is in here too. I didn't see her in here. Did you know Miss Phyllis was in here?
I can't see anything.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it never came back.
It never came back?
Yeah.
Oh, it's right there. Oh, that one didn't come back. Okay, my bad. Yeah. Anyway, Miss Phyllis is in here, and she says that bone is keeping Biscuit busy.
Oh, you can hear it.
I can't hear it. I just showed the picture of it over there earlier.
What you looking at me for?
Why is that not going?
Why are you staring at me? I didn't call you.
There it goes. So now you should see it there. Sorry about that. And he has to get his attention, apparently. And all in the face and all on the mic. Okay. All right, folks. I'm getting out of here. Thank y'all again for the support. Like, share, subscribe. Join the Patreon community, patreon.com/Aunt Pruitt. We will see y'all next go around and have more shit to talk about. See y'all later. Do something nice for yourself. Do something nice for someone else, and know that it's okay to love you some you.